The coroner's office is kept at a cool 17 degrees Celsius. Agent 008 keeps pacing back and forth and trying to keep warm as he waits for any new information about his latest case. For more than 3 hours now, Dr. Deadman has been performing an autopsy on the side road slasher's latest victim, and Agent 008 can see that the temperature of the room and the deafening silence are beginning to irritate even Dr. Deadman. The slasher has been creating more work than Dr. Deadman cares to investigate. Dr. Deadman, don't you think you should take a break? You've been examining that body for hours. Even if there were any clues, you probably wouldn't see them at this point. I don't know. I just have this feeling that something is not quite right. Somehow the slasher slipped up with this one and left a clue. We just have to find it. Well, I have to check in with headquarters. Do you mind if I step out for a couple of hours? No, that's fine. Maybe I'll have something by the time you return. Sure, 008 thinks to himself. Someone always wants to be the hero and solve everything himself. The doctor just does not realize how big this case really is. The slasher has left a trail of dead bodies through 5 states. Agent 008 leaves, closing the door quietly. As he walks down the hall, he can hear the doctor's voice fading away, while the doctor describes the victim's gruesome appearance into the tape recorder. The hallway from the coroner's office to the elevator is long and dark. This was the only way to Dr. Deadman's office. Doesn't this frighten most people? Well, it doesn't seem to bother old Ajax Baraxo, who is busy mopping the floor, thinks 008. He stops briefly to use the restroom, and bumps into one of the deputy coroners, who asks, Deadman still at it? Sure is, Dr. Quincy. He's totally obsessed. He thinks that there's a clue. As usual, when leaving the courthouse, 008 has to sign out. How's it going down there, Agent 008? Sergeant Faust asks. Faust spends most of his shifts monitoring the front door, forcing all visitors to sign in while he records the time next to the signature. Agent 008 wonders if Faust longs for a more exciting aspect of law enforcement. He thinks if he were doing Faust's job, he would get a little stir-crazy sitting behind a desk most of the day. Why would someone become a cop to do this, he thinks. Dr. Deadman is convinced he'll find something. We'll see. Agent 008 responds. He notices the time, 10 minutes before 2. Will he make it to headquarters before the chief leaves? Well, good luck! Faust shouts as 008 heads to the door. Sometime later, Agent 008 sighs deeply as he returns to the coroner's office. Faust gives his usual greeting. Would the secret guest please sign in? He says, handing a pen to 008 as he walks through the door. Sign in again, he thinks to himself. Annoying. 5:05 p.m. Agent 008 had not planned to be gone so long, but he had been caught up in evaluating what the staff at headquarters had discovered. As he arrives, he sees a positive point to having anyone who comes in or out of the courthouse sign in. Agent 008 knows by quickly scanning the list that Dr. Deadman is not left. In fact, the old guy must still be working on the case. As he approaches the coroner's office through the long and dark hallway, he has a strange feeling that something is wrong. He cannot hear or see Dr. Deadman. When he opens the door, the sight inside stops him in his tracks. Evidently, Dr. Deadman is now the newest victim of the slasher. But wait! The other body, the one that the doctor had been working on, is gone. Immediately, the security desk with its annoying sign-in sheet comes to mind. Yes, there are lots of names on that list, but if he can determine the time of Dr. Deadman's death, he might be able to scan the roster to find the murderer. Quickly, he grabs the thermometer to measure the doctor's body temperature. He turns around and hits the security buzzer. The bells are deafening. He knows the building will be sealed off instantly and security will be there within seconds. Oh no, how could this happen? I spoke with the doctor less than an hour ago. As the security officers crowd into the room, Agent 008 explains what he knows, which is almost nothing. He had stopped long enough to check the doctor's body temperature, 27 degrees Celsius. That was 10 degrees Celsius below normal. Then he remembers. The tape recorder. Dr. Deadman had been taping his observations. That is standard procedure. They begin looking everywhere. The slasher must have realized that the doctor had been taping and had taken the tape recorder. Exactly an hour has passed during the search, and Agent 008 notices that the thermometer still remains in Dr. Deadman's side. The thermometer clearly reads 24 degrees Celsius. Agent 008 knows he can now determine the time of death. Next, he needs the sign-in sheet. Continue to the next page for the investigation.